Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. Okay, so YNR was good today. We got to see more of Kane's motivation for having everybody there, and Bill is trying her best to get on his good side, and it's kind of working, but she's not there yet because she thought that if she betrayed Nick in favor of Kane, then that would put her in his good graces. But he said that still wasn't enough. So, okay. Meanwhile, Nick talks to Sharon and convinces her to try to get the dirt on Phyllis and her plans to try to butter her up, kind of, and see if she reveals anything, that kind of thing, so that the Newmans can use it in their own defense, right? Okay. Next storyline was everybody is sick of being in France. They're complaining it's too hot. They all want to go home. And Billy reveals to Jack, without discussing it with him first, that he's now put Sally in the CEO role of Abbott Communication. Now, the reason why Jack was pissed off was because he invested the money in his brother, not Sally, and also he reiterated a couple times, the reason I gave you the money and the reason I wanted you to do this was to give you something to focus on. And it was supposed to be your project. So he's not happy that Sally is as powerful or has the role that she has, right? Okay. So then, let's see. We don't see the Newmans really, except for Nick. And I guess, I don't know, I guess Nikki and Victor are just planning their way home. And then Kane and Phyllis had a heart to heart. I really think that they're Kim testing them to see if they can work together, and not full chemistry like kissing or anything, just to see if they can act together. And then if that goes on, I can see that their relationship can get deeper and turn into something else. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for, to see what they do with that, because um, they've tried the Nick and Phyllis thing a couple times, and honestly, if you go down the road of, let's see, if you go down the road of Endgame, then Sharon and Nick are Endgame. I'm sorry, but they are, because they started on the soap opera in 1994, and Joshua and Morrow started playing Nick, and then shortly after, they hired Sharon Case to play Sharon, right? So the ultimate love story. Uh, boy with a silver spoon in his mouth meets a girl from the wrong side of the tracks. Sketchy history, and they fall in love. And the reason it works is because Nikki, as Nick's mother, doesn't like her, and is cautious of her. And then sometime over the years, they kind of get to where they at least can tolerate each other. Although I don't know if they would say they like each other. But so okay, classic story, right? Okay, Phyllis was put in there, Michelle Stafford, as the problem in the relationship. Also, I probably talked about this before, but I gotta bring it up because Phyllis was the person he had the affair with, because they Sharon and him had been married for at least a decade at this point, and were going through things. And then also you couple that with they had the child Cassie, and she was going through whatever, and then she had the car wreck or whatever, and then she subsequently dies. So then that pulls them apart because Sharon wants to talk about it and like get through it, and he wants to avoid it and whatever, right? Like a guy. So, but he needs somebody to listen to him, and Phyllis just happens to be right there. So they have an affair, and then they end up like after a while they end up not together because that's what happens when you have an affair on a soap opera. The the couple that was started always gets back together, and so and then later on in life, Phyllis and I think they always had a friendship, and obviously they had some sort of chemistry. But I think the chemistry was born out of sadness and tragedy and all that. So I don't know if it was real. I don't know. But I was thinking about something yesterday, actually last night. Okay, if Kane takes over all the major businesses in Genoa City, right, and then runs them as he sees fit. Okay, so then I think it was Lily's dream to work for Chancellor, and she was pretty high up. I mean, she was the CEO, I think. And then because of Victor and Nikki, Victor kind of tried to talk her out of it and then gave the role to Nikki. So maybe if Kane wants to make it right, he'll get rid of, demote Nikki and Victor, and then replace Lily back in the role where she was. Then it's going to come down to her if she wants to get away from her family again and work somewhere else other than her family. But he could do that. That's what I was in my mind. And also, it could be used as a way to get back in her good graces. Although I don't know if that would work because it depends on how strong the connection is between Lily and Damien at that point. Because if she really is starting to like him a lot and love him almost, like when you get to that spot, she might not be willing to budge no matter what Kane does for her. So there's another questionable, mystery-ish thing. But I can see Kane and Phyllis together. I don't know, I just could. I think they balance each other out. Phyllis would be fun for him, but then he would equalize her out when she starts to get a little too, kind of, going harebrained with her ideas, and he would calm her down a little bit, but still give her enough motivation to keep going with what she's doing. So that's what I think. Okay. Bye, everybody.